Everybody have a good Thanksgiving? Feeling a little sluggish this morning? Who's had leftovers already? I usually eat Thanksgiving meal probably for the next 4 to 5 days. And it's just like, I'll kind of go back and forth between lunch and dinner and just kind of have leftovers until really there's none left. And so, we're so excited about our Christmas production, and we're going to be launching it on Friday night. And then so this Friday night, you want to make sure to invite your friends and family. It's going to be a phenomenal time. If you're a guest with us this morning, I want to welcome you to our Friend Sunday. We're so glad that you're here with us this morning. My name's Mike. My wife Susie and I are the lead pastors here at this phenomenal church, and we just want you to relax and receive something. I believe that God has something for you this morning. But could you do me a favor and fill out that Connect card? There's a Connect card. It's in the seat back pocket in front of you. If you could fill that out, as Susie mentioned earlier, take it, get your gift. You can mark whether it's your first, second, or third time here. And next week, we're going to be launching a brand new series called The Family Tree. The Family Tree. We're going to be talking about the lineage of Jesus. Like, where did Jesus come from? And so we're going to be talking about some of the families that really paved the way, that are in the lineage of Jesus, and what we can learn from the line that Jesus was born into. And so that's going to be starting next week. Today, I'm going to be closing out our series, House of Miracles. House of Miracles, it was just a short 2-week series, but I wanted to kind of bring it around because our word for the year has been miracles. And so I kind of wanted to kind of get another, couple of messages in, kind of talking about these miracles here at the end of the year. And what I want to close out talking about today is that sometimes miracles require movement. So that's the title of my message, Miracles Require Movement. I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, it's time to move. It's time to move. Miracles require movement. Most of you know I was born and raised in Canada, lived there till I was, 25, 26, somewhere in there. And so I grew up playing hockey. And in our small little town that I grew up in, we had a junior A hockey team. And so I grew up watching these junior A hockey players playing at a pretty high level. Most of the players were anywhere between the ages of 18 and 21. And so every Friday night that they had a home game, we would go, we would watch, we'd cheer them on. And man, the building was just packed. And every little hockey player, would watch these guys and be like, I want to be one of them one day. I want to make that team one day. And so when I got to the age of 16, I decided that, man, I wanted to make that team. I wanted to, get on that team, and it was really going to be my next step if I was going to have any kind of shot at pursuing any kind of professional hockey career. But I knew that it was going to take some work, and so that entire summer, I trained twice a day. I was in the gym, I was running, I was doing plyometrics, I was doing everything that every coach and gym coach that I had, and my gym teacher taught me. That summer, I decided that I was going to get in the best shape of my life because I was only 16 years old. But if I wanted a shot at making it and playing against these 18 and to 20-year-olds, I needed to be strong. I needed to put on some muscle, put on some weight. But it was going to require me to move. Like, I just couldn't sit on my couch and sit there and kind of watch TV, sit around the bonfire, swimming with my friends, and just kind of, have a lazy summer and expect to have a miracle, because that's honestly what it's going to take for me to make this team. But it was going to require me to move. It was going to require me to activate something in my life. Like, I just couldn't hope and wonder and just kind of pray for a miracle. Lord, as I'm sitting here watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because that was popular in the 90s, Lord, I want to make this junior A team. Oh, that was a good one, Will Smith. And I just couldn't sit there and pray for a miracle while sitting on the couch. No, it was going to require some movement out of me. It was going to require me to move. And so I trained, and man, I was fortunate enough to make that junior A team when I was 16. But it wasn't just a miracle because I got on my knees and prayed and put my hands together and said, Lord, I need to make this team, and then boom. No. It required something from me. I had to move. I had to have there was some movement required on my part. So what if the breakthrough that you're waiting on is actually waiting on you? What if the breakthrough that you've been praying for, the miracle that you've been needing in your life, what if actually it's been sitting there waiting on you, waiting for you to move, waiting for you to activate, waiting for you to put some feet to your faith? Prayer is an important part, absolutely, but it doesn't stop there. Sometimes some miracles require movement. So I want to talk to you about this incredible story found in Mark chapter 5. And I want to talk to you about how movement can activate a miracle in this lady's life that we're going to look at. All right, turn to your neighbor, say, you got to move. You got to move. Because there are some miracles that will only happen if you move. So we're going to jump into Mark chapter 5 and verse 24, and I wanted to let you know actually kind of what's going on right now. Jesus is actually on his way because this man by the name of Jairus, his daughter is sick and is dying and needs a miracle. So Jesus is actually already on his way, and we read in verse 24, it says, a large crowd followed and pressed around him. Say pressed. They pressed around him, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had, yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. So I want to talk to you about 4 obstacles that we need to learn how to press past. That there's some obstacles that are going to stand in your way from your miracle that we're going to have to learn to press past, because there is a blessing that comes when you develop the discipline of pressing past.